Hi, this is Damon Pistolka with the Exit Your Way Roundtable, where we talk about business topics that can help you grow a valuable business. And with me today, I've got Jacob Warren here from Warren Research. So, Jacob, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, my company, Warren Research, we provide IT solutions for businesses. It's not as much as a tongue twister as I just made it out to be, but it's something that's been a passion of mine for, I want to say more than 20 years now. Got started into it really young, have a passion for helping small businesses and medium and large businesses succeed in how they utilize technology.
Yeah, that's it's interesting because we were talking about I don't know if you want to call it your mantra or whatever it is, and it's technology solutions that drive business results. And I think that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. That's really important and in the forefront of a lot of business owners' mind when they go IT or technology. They go, "Holy crap, this looks like a lot of money and really complicated, and I don't know if it's going to do any good." So interesting stuff.
Yeah, and it's a good point because a lot of companies, when they look at IT from a holistic standpoint, they just see large dollars,
Hmm.
and that's something that at one point in time was accurate. But with the advancements in technology, you have cloud services such as Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure, which we specialize in. It now makes it where you don't need to overbuy resources, where that's where those larger dollar figures would come into play.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
um, you can actually focus on what resources you actually need and not pay for any more than that. And so, as you scale your business up in busy times, as you continue to have hyper growth, you can expand, but also in different times, you can also cut back those resources um, and take those saved dollars and invest them into other areas of your business.
yeah. Because it's really different. It used to be that every business that was of a reasonable size had to have a server, had to have everything inside, and a lot of times even your website was hosted on that server. So, what are some of the changes that business owners should really be thinking about now in these different kinds of technology advancements that does really help them operate better?
Well, yeah, and it really for organizations that have more than two servers or two servers or more, if your IT environment has more than that, it's time to reevaluate because there's a lot of ways that you can do what's called a hybrid solution, and that's where you have some of your management systems local, and then things like your Exchange server or SharePoint server or whatever, you can actually put those into a cloud environment, and then you're not faced with having these hardware cycles of having to replace and maintain a very expensive set of hardware over time. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah, because I mean those blade servers are expensive or whatever the heck they call them. This was years ago since I had to buy them, but they they're a lot of money. And when you look at these server rooms that some of these places have, it's there's a lot of money sitting there,
absolutely.
and just upkeep too. Um,
Yeah, and yeah, because the big thing with, especially with the business as or a business industry as a whole, um, it's important to be as nimble as possible. And so when you're highly committed into a specific set of hardware or software solutions and you're not able to adjust as the market adjusts, it can make it where it's harder for you as an organization to maintain being profitable and surviving the next decade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what are some of so you talked a little bit about looking at cloud servers and stuff like that. So, we see a lot of stuff around mobile. So, what's really happening in these small to mid-sized businesses around mobile? That's something that's interesting that could really help some business owners.
Yeah, mobile is actually, I mean, it is a phenomenal area when it comes to capabilities. We're right on the cusp of another major set of hardware where there's going to be a lot more horsepower available, which the horsepower that's in your iPhone or Android phone, whatever you carry, is more than enough for most businesses nowadays. But it's the ability for you to have the pulse of your business with you at all times. And we used to look at email as being that. But I mean, now from everything from business process, if you're in a manufacturing business, you can actually to the second know exactly what is the status of a product that is or of a device or anything that's being manufactured. You know exactly where it is, and you can actually visually see it nowadays
Ah,
because things like video
yeah.
um, are there readily available.
Yeah, yeah, yep. So as we talk too about the changes in technology have reduced the costs of ownership and given you more flexibility. How has this affected you being someone that supports these businesses? How has it helped you to be more efficient in supporting them?
Well, that's the nerdy part that's fun for me because um, it has gotten to the point with the advancements in security and in the resources that as an IT company we have available to us. 95% of what we do can be done remotely. The only thing that is needed to have someone on site nowadays is essentially a somebody to flip a power switch or do a physical hardware replacement. Um, in the last 10 years, we've seen the ability to support devices get faster for the technicians.
Hmm.
And the horsepower in what we have available to us allows us to limit the downtime for our customers in order to allow them to focus on what they're doing best, and that is running their business. And so, from that, where as IT companies we would have had to invest large amounts of money into certain areas of the business, get really committed into one technology, we can now support a greater breadth of technology resources, and we can do it faster and cheaper, giving yet more opportunity for you as a business to be able to be more profitable and to focus on what you do best.
Yeah, yeah, because I would think about just like what we're doing now with video technology and how that's really gotten easier and easier and easier down now to you can do it at anything now. Um, it really has to change the way that you can support things.
Yes.
And as you said too, I mean, even to be able to come in into pieces of hardware and see how they're doing from where you're sitting right now, that's had to have changed a lot in the last few years.
Yeah, real-time monitoring of hardware and software, really the complete infrastructure of your business. There, without jumping too much into the nerdy details of it, it is phenomenal that, to the point of adjusting fan speeds and systems to,
Uh,
if you have a point where there is a hardware failure, um, being able to have redundancies in place that we can fail over. And a lot of times there's a very, very minimal impact to the end client because it's either through the advancements in augmented AI in the sense of there's some software solutions for the IT guys to be able to automatically sense and adjust to help make it where we can respond even faster.
okay, okay. So I'm taking that a lot of this stuff means, just to sum it up a little bit, is that there's a lot more options,
Yes.
and there are a we should be able to expect even greater uptime, even though we have it's pretty darn good right now when you think about it. Um, and in some cases, the support is going to be a little bit less expensive too, because you're not driving and all the personnel that you needed, which you don't need now, should help us a lot.
Yeah, and where our motto, the technology solutions that drive business results, really comes into play, um, is in the past you would have to adjust your business processes to the technology rather than the technology to your business process. And as the competitiveness of the market continues to get more and more intense, your ability as a business, you need to be able to come up with better ways and more effective ways to deliver higher quality products to your customers. And so the main mission of our business is to take the complexity part out of technology, and instead sit down with you, find out what is your business goals, where are you trying to take your business, what does that look like for you, and then at that point fit the right technology in to match that, so you're
Okay. Yeah.
driving your goals rather than trying to make it fit a technology.
Yeah. Yeah. So if a business owner is sitting here today going, man, I wonder if my technology is even close to where I need it to be, right? Or am I missing out on something that could be allowing me to make a lot more money or run a lot better? What I mean, where do they start? I mean, what's a spot to go if you walk into a business and you ask them three questions, you can tell that there's some things that you may want to talk about. So what would those three questions be? Or I guess not to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, well, and that's a very interesting way to approach it, and it is what is needed. Whether you have an existing IT provider, obviously, we would love the ability to work with you, um, but or you have an internal IT staff. If you've been doing the same thing you have been doing for the last 10 years, there's some big questions you need to ask. One, you need to do an internal security audit. That's number one. Cybersecurity is a definitely a crucial part, and we didn't quite cover that, but it
yeah.
is, that should always be a conversation starter. Two, when you look at that, you need to make sure that whoever you're working with is more focused on your business process than what technology to apply to it.
Okay.
Where I mean by that is, as IT people or guys, gals, whatever, as we tend to get glossy-eyed and we say, okay, well, Cisco's always been the go-to for it. Be willing to look at other vendors. There's companies out there like Sophos, Fortinet, and there's a lot of competitors out there that do provide better quality hardware and software solutions that meet today's demands.
Okay.
And that's the key piece, the today's.
Yeah.
And then from there, if you're having to maintain almost a full data center, start asking what items can you actually offload to a cloud environment and how that will impact your business. Those are kind of the three
Okay.
areas that will lead you down a road that will uh, get get you where you can actually find out if you're on the right track.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, that's it. It's interesting because you think about how much this stuff is changing every day. I mean, if you just look at phones and go
Yeah.
how much the phone changes in 12 to 24 months, but a lot of business systems have been in place for 5 years.
Yes.
And you see the software getting upgraded, but relatively little action goes towards what's on the desk, how they're using it, how it's integrated with the mobile devices and everything like that, which I would think is where the some of the real opportunities are beginning to come around. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, Jacob, it's been really interesting and cool to get you on. Um, Love the conversation, and I'm excited to see some of the other technologies that you're going to be bringing to your clients in the future. So we'll probably have you on again later. But what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
The best way is, one, you can always email me, Jacob at wr-i.com. Or if you type in Warren Research in Google, we do pop right up there. Or I am always open to new connections on LinkedIn as well. You'll find
Okay.
me there quite often. And yeah, just reach out and again, it's Warren Research, and I'd love to engage in conversation. Even if you don't buy from us, I'd rather get the conversation started and get you to where you need to be as a business.
Very good. Very good. Well, again, I've had this is Damon with the Exit Your Way Roundtable. I have Jacob Warren from Warren Research on here, sharing some great stuff on how they provide technology solutions that drive business results. Thanks a lot, Jacob, for being here, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll have your contact information in the comments below on the video, so people can get a hold of you that way as well.
Thank you very much, Damon. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.